did medical surgical medicine and intensive care. And the reason I bring that up is when Donna and I were introduced to these products by our friends, our upline, Todd and Veronica Sorensen, back in July of last year, I was pretty skeptical. In fact, I believe they broached the subject back in June. And it took about 4 to 6 weeks to get me to the table to even listen about the products. And I would say the reason for that is twofold. Number one, as an allopathic physician, you know, doctors know everything. And no, I'm kidding. Doctors are trained to deal with people who are sick. And, you know, if you're not sick or you don't feel sick, as I didn't feel there was anything these products really had to benefit me by. So having said that, I will say that we did embark and start taking a couple of the products. The other, you know, I was skeptical because I was healthy. And number two, you know, I'm not sick. So why do I need to put anything in my body? I will say, however, that I had heartburn for about 4 days per week, 3 or 4 days per week anyway, for about 20 years. And I deluded myself in that as long as I wasn't taking, you know, Prilosec or Prevacid or something like that of a prescription nature, that heck, it's not that big of a deal, is it? So that was foolish. The reason I'm telling that is going to become clear in a little bit. When we started taking the products, Donna and I, we both took the Core 4. I remained skeptical and said I couldn't possibly share this with anybody unless I tried it for a couple of months and felt results. In addition, because in addition to heartburn, my one physical problem, I suppose, was, for all you doctors and surgeons out there, I started having a problem with my right arm and hand back in 2011 and began to lose fine motor coordination in my right hand, my dominant hand, and ended up having pinched nerves in my neck. I had a cervical radiculopathy. I've had 2 surgeries on my neck, including a titanium plate and 8 screws due to the pinched nerves. I had problems in my armpit area, so I had my first rib removed, and I had problems with ulnar compression in the funny bone area of my right elbow. So 6 surgeries in 5 years. When we were presented with these products, I thought, well, you know, again, I'm healthy. Heartburn aside, there's nothing that I could benefit by possibly. What I didn't know was that although the surgeries had stayed my problem, they never returned me to my previous self of 10 years or 9 years prior, as it were, in that I felt like I had a mild stroke or a mild case of multiple sclerosis or something, and I had to live with that. So fast forward about 2 weeks, 2 weeks into taking the products, I was feeling energetic. I was feeling optimistic, vibrant, sleeping better, just an all around, I think, better dude, better guy. And fast forward about 8.5 weeks, I was out doing some heavy yard work, things that I hadn't thought about doing in years. And suddenly realized I was doing them, pruning trees, grooming trees, doing heavy yard work with shovel and rake, things of that sort. And I realized, holy cow, I'm 70% better. I mean, 70% better compared to how I was in 2011. I walked into the house. I remember the day, and I said to Donna, I said, honey, I said, I'm all in. We need to share this with everybody that we know, because if this can do this for me, if this can take a chronic condition, one where I had numbness, weakness, incoordination, some pain, not a lot of pain, but some pain, and make me 70% better in 8 weeks, there's something to this. So we started sharing, and wow, I can only tell you that I'm now to date, after now 8 months, I'm about 85 to 90% better. Okay, so I feel like I'm 30 years old. I'm almost 58 years old. I'm aging backwards, and I've taken all the products now, just about, except for maybe 2 or 3. I love the GPS. I'm ready to start running 10Ks. I take the Core 4, I take the Mila, I take organic sulfur, I take Pure XL. I can't say enough about these things, but I will say this. I've been out in the field working today. I've got a cough because I've been inhaling smoke from burning piles. So forgive me. But I will say this. God has put a blueprint into our bodies. Okay. What I did for a living was to fix bodies after they were broken. I liken it to a mason. A good mason needs good bricks and good mortar. If the brick's no good, if the mortar's no good, he or she cannot build a good wall. If the mortar's good and the bricks are good, that mason can build a hell of a wall, and you won't need somebody coming along a few years later to fix the wall. So thank you so much for letting me share. And Donna and I are just in love with these products. We try to bring these to as many people as possible. And I guess I will end there. It's just words at the end of the day cannot describe how much better they've made me feel.